Evan had always believed silence was peaceful. That belief died the first night he camped alone in Blackwood Forest. The forest sat far from any road, a stretch of trees so dense that daylight barely touched the ground. Locals warned him not to go. They said the forest listened. They said people went in and came back wrong, or didn't come back at all. Evan laughed it off. He wanted isolation. No phone signal, no people, just trees, darkness, and his thoughts. By the time he reached the clearing, the sun was already sinking. He set up his tent quickly, unease crawling up his spine as shadows stretched unnaturally long between the trunks. The forest felt crowded, even though he was completely alone. That was the first lie the forest told him. When darkness fell, it didn't arrive naturally. It dropped heavy and sudden, like a curtain slamming shut. The sounds of insects vanished all at once, replaced by a silence so thick it made Evan's ears ring. Then came the footsteps, slow, careful, circling the camp. Evan froze, flashlight shaking in his hand. "Hello," he called, forcing confidence into his voice. No answer. The footsteps stopped the moment he spoke. Minutes passed, then hours. Eventually, exhaustion pulled him into an easy sleep. That's when the whispering began, not voices breathing. Right outside the tent. Too slow, too close. Evan didn't open the zipper. By morning, the forest was quiet again, peaceful, as if nothing had happened. The fire refused to stay lit. Every time Evan struck a match, a sudden wind extinguished it even though the trees stood perfectly still. Then he saw it, a shape between the trees, tall, unmoving, watching. Its eyes reflected the firelight, but they were too high off the ground. It didn't blink, it didn't breathe. Evan screamed and ran into his tent. Something pressed against the fabric from the outside. Fingers long and thin dragged slowly across the nylon, tracing his outline. A voice whispered directly beside his ear, "You shouldn't sleep here." Evan didn't remember falling asleep. He woke standing in the forest, barefoot, dirt under his nails. His tent was gone. His backpack was gone. He followed a path of broken branches until he reached a clearing and stopped. There were dozens of campsites, old tents, rusted gear, bones tangled in sleeping bags, and carved into every nearby tree, the same words. "Stay awake. IT learns your face." Behind him, the forest exhaled. Evan felt something slide into his thoughts. Memories not his own. Faces, voices, screams swallowed by trees. Blackwood Forest didn't kill people, it kept them. Search teams found Evan's car 3 weeks later. His tent was still packed neatly inside the trunk. No signs of struggle, no footprints leading into the forest. But sometimes, hikers report seeing a lone camper deep in Blackwood. Forester man sitting by an unlit fire, staring into the trees. If you hear him call your name, don't answer. Because Evan isn't alone anymore, and neither will you be.
The bus shuddered. "Wrong passenger," the driver hissed. The lights exploded. I screamed. I woke up on the sidewalk. Morning sunlight burned my eyes. Cars passed. People walked by. Someone asked if I was okay. I told them I must have fainted. There was no bus, no driver, no passengers. But when I stood up, something fell from my pocket. A bus ticket. Cold, damp, stamped with today's date.